I went to Eastern Michigan University in the mid-80s. I would say that on a whole, Greek life was viewed as a positive experience. It was definitely promoted around campus at student orientation, and I would say that the university as a whole promoted the Greek life as an opportunity for student involvement.
I'm a student at Michigan State, so I'm going to Michigan State, and Greek life, I wouldn't say it dominates social life, but it definitely has an advantage over independently affiliated people as far as opportunity to party at a consistent place very frequently. So.
I graduated from Western Michigan University, and Greek life was a fairly small part of the community, but it was viewed as, I would say, fairly positive and, a good choice if that was what you wanted to do.
I was in college in the mid-80s, and there was probably 5 sororities and 5 fraternities on my campus. It was a group of kids who did both social and academic events. They did fundraising for their philanthropies. They had social parties with the sororities and fraternities. It was a well-known group on campus, and I would say it was a positive group, and Greek life was encouraged on campus.
Greek life is awesome. I think it's a good opportunity to meet a lot of people that I otherwise wouldn't have come into contact with. I didn't know this coming into it, but it's actually taught me a lot more about myself than I could have imagined. I think Greek life is something that it's obviously not for everybody, but I don't think it can hurt anybody having an open mind and giving it a chance.
When I was in college, Greek life was not very active. It was kind of new and not a very big part of the community.
Were you
Yes, I rushed my sophomore year, 1986, at Eastern Michigan University. I pledged Sigma Kappa sorority, and I was part of the Delta Alpha chapter for the remainder of my college career.
Yes, I am currently involved in Greek life. My older brother was involved, and both my mom and dad were involved.
I did know people there, but I was not part of Greek life. No.
I was a commuter student living at home and commuting from Livonia to Eastern Michigan and Ypsilanti. I wanted to be more involved in my campus, more involved in college. To me, college was more than just going to class and learning, that there is a social aspect. This is kind of your last opportunity to live your life a little bit with low responsibilities before you become an adult, and I wanted to experience everything I could of college life, and being involved in a sorority I felt was a good way to connect me with my college since I lived at home.
I rushed with a couple of my roommates, and I wasn't really sure about the process at first, but I think once I got in this specific fraternity that I did, I noticed the genuine character of everybody I was surrounded by, and that's just something that I want to surround myself with moving forward. So.
I had a really close group of girlfriends, about 10 of us, and we were kind of like a mini sorority, and I didn't feel the need that I needed to go and meet other people.
Unless you've been a part of Greek life, it's hard for you to get a feel for everything it has to offer you. There's scholarships that are to be had. There's a big social aspect. Academically, I was the treasurer. It was an involvement. It's a resume builder. I think a lot of sororities and fraternities get a bad name because they're known as buying friends or the parties on campus, and that's not all of what Greek life is about. I think today Greek life has had some big slams with some of the parties and kids dying from hazing, and I think there needs to be some better control over Greek life from what it was. But all in all, I think that being a part of a sorority or a fraternity in Greek life can be a positive aspect in your life, and it is what you want to make out of it.
I do, but it's not universally applicable amongst all fraternities, and I would believe that the specific one that I chose to rush, there are certain aspects that fit the stereotype, but in general, it's not a very stereotypical fraternity, and it's a lot different than what I expected. The guys are a lot more down to earth than the stereotype would make it seem.
Yes, at times I do think it probably is pretty stereotypical, but I also think it's big enough to where there's lots of different people and, you know, they're not all the same.